Có thông báo ở San Jose do Ban Cộng đồng Việt Mỹ Bắc California sẽ tổ chức cái buổi mà thắp nến đó, để ủng hộ Tổng thống Trump ở cái địa chỉ là 111 Story Road, tất nhiên là cái khu Grand Century Mall đó. Nơi đó là tổ chức lúc 7 giờ chiều ngày 18 tháng 7 2024 trước tượng đài Trần Hưng Đạo. Mời quý anh chị em đến đó để ủng hộ Ban Cộng đồng Việt Mỹ của Bắc California. Đây là thông báo ra ngày hôm nay. Sau khi Tổng thống Trump bị nạn là có người là ám sát Tổng thống Trump á, thì bây giờ cũng như là đến đó để tỏ tinh thần ủng hộ khắp nơi để ủng hộ Tổng thống Trump. Thì chúng ta nên đến đó, thì hy vọng tất cả anh em bà con đồng hương của mình ở dưới San Jose đó có nơi có dịp về đến đó. Đúng là ngày thường á, thành ra mình không có đi được. Thành ra mời quý vị anh em đến đó. Và sau đây là cái phần Đại hội Đảng Cộng hòa ngày thứ hai, phần 2 hôm nay.
Congressman Jim Banks.
Thank you. I don't know about you, but thank God baby dogs are Republican. Thank you, fellow Republicans, and thank you to the great state of Indiana for making me your nominee to be the next United States Senator. Only in America could a kid like me who was born in a trailer park, the son of a factory worker and a nursing home cook, end up here. I'm Jim Banks, and I have lived the American dream, and I'm proud of it. But the biggest difference today between Republicans and Democrats is that we believe America is the greatest country in the history of the world. But they don't. I gotta tell you, as an Afghanistan war veteran, I've never been more ashamed than when Joe Biden's disastrous withdrawal left 13 American heroes dead, and then he lied about it. Americans want a president who is proud of their country and who they can be proud of. Joe Biden is an embarrassment. We went from the strongest president of my lifetime in President Trump to the weakest president in history in Joe Biden. We need President Trump back in the White House if we're going to make America great once again. But ladies and gentlemen, he's going to need backup in the United States Senate. This is no time for wimpy Republicans. That's why I'm running. We'll start by securing the border. If you came here illegally under Joe Biden, you're going back to where you came from under Donald Trump. My dad was a Union Democrat for most of his life. Today, he's a Trump Republican. Because my dad knows that President Trump will always put American workers first. Trump was the first president of my lifetime to hold China accountable for taking our jobs. He brought manufacturing back to Indiana and boosted wages for hardworking Hoosiers. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump saved the American dream. But if we have Biden for 4 more years, that dream won't be there for my 3 daughters. So we are going to take our country back for them, for your children, for your grandchildren, for every American. My friends, I can't wait for November 5th at 6:01 p.m. Eastern Time, when the great state of Indiana is once again the first state on the board to give our Electoral College votes to the greatest president of my lifetime, my friend, Donald J. Trump. Thank you. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome Captain Sam Brown, the next senator from Nevada.
Thank you. I want to start by thanking my God for my life. I want to thank my wife for her strength, for her courage and her support in this race. And back home, I want to thank my children. I do this for many reasons, and you are part of that mission. Tonight, I offer a message of hope because I know the importance of hope in difficult times. On September 4th, 2008, my Humvee ran over a roadside bomb in Afghanistan. The explosion left me drenched in diesel and burning alive. As I neared death, I felt the flames being smothered and heard a voice say, "Sir, I've got you." Through the pain and anguish of recovery and the years that followed, I never lost hope. And I stand before you. I stand before you today as a Republican nominee for Senate from the great state of Nevada. America, I served you as a soldier, and I want to serve you again. As a U.S. Senator, I will proudly stand alongside Donald Trump to make America affordable, safe, and strong again. We have a tough fight ahead, but it won't be my first. Nevadans are suffering right now. The unemployment rate in Nevada is nearly 25% higher than the national average. The Biden-Harris economy might be fine for millionaires like Senator Jackie Rosen, but it's terrible for Nevadans struggling with inflation and high prices. Yet Jackie and Joe want to raise your taxes while dodging their own. I'll work with President Trump to cut taxes for working families and end taxes on tips for struggling Nevada service workers. Because life must be affordable for millions, not just millionaires. Finally, look at my face. This is the high cost of war. If Joe Biden stays in office, more service members will pay this price. He has brought our nation humiliation, defeat, and to the brink of more war. I've been through the fire. President Trump has been through the fire. But hope has not been extinguished. It is reignited. And we are more united than ever to save America's future. On November 5th, I ask Nevadans to vote Sam Brown for Senate and Donald Trump for President. Together, we will put America first again. I want to close with those same words I heard on the battlefield that gave me hope. America, I've got you. May God bless President Trump. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next senator from Montana, Tim Sheii.
Hey, Montana, how's it going? Hey, everybody, my name is Tim Sheii. Those are also my pronouns. I've been a he/she for 38 years, and I can promise you going to elementary school with that name in the 80s was not fun. That is a joke, but it also shows the lunacy we're living with in Joe Biden and Jon Tester's America. I'm a former Navy SEAL. My wife was a Marine. We both fought in our nation's longest war in Afghanistan. I was wounded there, served hundreds of missions there. We came home to live the American dream in Montana, the great state of Montana, I might add. And we started an aerial firefighting company in our barn. We created hundreds of jobs protecting our public lands and protecting fellow Montanans from devastating wildfires. I fight wildfires for a living, so take it from me, the world is on fire under Joe Biden. Consider for a minute Biden's disgraceful retreat from Afghanistan, when he let our enemies steal billions of dollars of our equipment and kill 13 brave American service members. To this day, there has been zero accountability, none. And that's why I'm running for the United States Senate in Montana, to bring back accountability to our government and beat Jon Tester, the liberal Washington politician who votes with Biden and Kamala every single time it matters. And some of you may not know who Jon Tester is, but Jon Tester is the deciding vote for Biden's America Last agenda. He's got an F from the NRA. He's voted to open our borders, unleash inflation, and he even put a liberal judge on the Supreme Court who can't even define what a woman is. And even drives a Prius in D.C. Yeah. Priuses don't work in Montana, do they? Jon Tester doesn't represent Montanans. He's a rubber stamp for Biden's failed presidency and extreme liberal agenda, and it's time to retire them both. And listen, I'm an optimist. You can't jump out of planes at night in enemy territory if you're not. And I truly believe America's future will be better than our past. But that future is not given. And we need political outsiders like President Trump to return common sense to our nation. And what Montanans think is common sense is pretty simple. It's not complicated. They want a secure border, safe streets, cheap gas. Cops are good, criminals are bad, boys are boys, girls are girls. And I'm ready to retire Jon Tester and take back the United States Senate. And I'm ready to join you in sending President Donald J. Trump back to the White House. Let's save America. We got a lot of work to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next senator from Virginia, Chau.
That's the scariest sound you'll ever hear when you live in a communist country. That's the last sound my parents heard when their fathers were taken away in the middle of the night, and they never saw them again. That's my family's real-life story. We escaped from Vietnam just days before Saigon fell to the communists. We were given a new life in the most generous country on earth. My name's Hung Chau, and America saved my life. I grabbed onto the American dream. I graduated from the United States Naval Academy, but I paid back every dime of that American dream with 25 years of service in Navy Special Operations. I saw combat in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Somalia. I retired as captain of the United States Navy, and now I stand before you as a Republican nominee for the United States Senate in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Only in America, ladies and gentlemen, only in America. But we're losing our country. Under Joe Biden, millions of illegal aliens flood our borders. They fly Hamas flags on our campuses, and they shout death to America. As an immigrant to this great country, let me be very clear to everyone who comes here. Don't ask for the American dream if you're not willing to obey the American laws and embrace the American culture. Because I did. I love this country so much that I wrote a blank check up to and including my life. I'm running against Hillary's running mate, Senator Tim Kaine. Kaine is a weak man in a dangerous world. We only have one thing in common. The American taxpayer signed our paychecks for 30 years. Except Kaine is a career politician with millions of dollars to show for it. I've been a warrior with scars to prove it, and I'm damn proud of it. In November, the left will vote for the hatred of one man. We will vote for love. Love of God, love of family, and love for the greatest nation on earth. And Virginia will elect me and President Trump, and together we will save America. My name is Hung Chau. I'm the next senator from the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I'm not done fighting for us. May God bless you, may God bless President Trump, and may God bless the United States of America.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome United States Senator Rick Scott of Florida.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can tell I'm from the great state of Florida. Well, the Democrats couldn't stop him. The media couldn't stop him. The liberal judges couldn't stop him. A bullet from a madman couldn't stop him. Can anything stop Donald Trump from becoming the next president and making America great again? I've known Donald since before each of us ran for office, and it's an honor to be here to do everything I can to get him reelected back in the White House where he should belong every day going forward. Now, like all of you, I'm blessed. I was born to a single mom. I grew up in public housing. I started working at the age of 7. I enlisted in the U.S. Navy at the age of 18. Go Navy. But only because I grew up in America, I was able, like many of you, to come from absolutely nothing to build one of the biggest companies in the world, be the 45th governor of Florida, a U.S. senator, where we have to fight every day to stop the radical Democrats from absolutely destroying our great country. They will lose, we will win. USA, USA. We will win. Now, let me tell you about a dream I had recently. I had a dream and I did some time traveling. I traveled into the future to an imaginary world where actually Joe Biden got reelected. Yeah. So, remember the Christmas Carol, the ghost of Christmas past? Well, in my dream, I met the ghost of Biden future. So I got to see a Biden second term. Now, it wasn't a dream, it was a nightmare. Mortgage rates skyrocketed to 15%. Only rich people could buy groceries. Gas was $10 a gallon. In my nightmare, Biden and the Democrats erased our southern border and flew so many illegals into our country that the Mexican cartel started getting frequent flyer miles. It was easy for Democrats to rig the elections. They simply allowed all the non-citizens to vote. America did nothing to protect Israel from terrorists or to stop China from invading Taiwan. Now, do any of you think this is far-fetched? No. If you do, you haven't been following it. Biden and the Democrats are doing everything they can to tear down this great country and rebuild it in their woke, radical image. Their dream's not new. It's an old, evil idea that has failed every time it's been tried. It's called socialism. And Donald J. Trump will not let socialism happen in this country. Think about it. Under Trump, we had a booming economy. We weren't at war. Our enemies feared us. Our allies respected us. We had a secure border. Inflation and mortgage rates were low. And families had money in the bank. Donald Trump has given up a lot for this country. His family's been slandered. He's been impeached, censored, treated as a criminal, all because he never backs down. This week, he's shown the courage all of us should display as we rally around him to rescue our great country. So, let's fight, 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 and make sure Donald Trump gets reelected. Have a great night. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ông này là dân biểu của đảng Dân Chủ ở New Jersey, ông bỏ đảng
Good
Dân Chủ
evening.
qua đảng Cộng Hòa đó.
My name is Jeff Van Drew. Tonight I want to tell you my story. I am a proud Republican, but I haven't always been a Republican. I was elected to several offices in South Jersey and eventually was sent to the United States Congress, all of them as a conservative Democrat. Along the way, I noticed that I didn't like what the Democrats had become as a party. But more importantly, I didn't like what the Democratic Party was doing to our great United States of America. To the independents, and especially to the forgotten Democrats out there, for a moment I want to speak to you. I know how you feel tonight, because that's how I felt back in 2019. You feel like your party has left you behind, because it has. You feel like your party doesn't care about American workers and American working families, because it doesn't. And you are worried that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are hurting our country, because they are. I felt the same way. So after being a Democrat to vote against impeaching Donald Trump, I took a long walk with my chief of staff. I remember saying to her that perhaps my time in elected office was done. And you know what? I was okay with that. There was no way I could be a Democrat anymore. But then I received a call from the White House. President Trump asked me to meet with him. We spoke about family, faith, freedom, and friendship. He has been my good friend ever since that day. He said that I should be a Republican. I said, Mr. President, I will be a Republican. He said he would stick by me, and he always has. Ladies and gentlemen, after the tragic shooting last Saturday, we need to come together. All of us, Republicans, Democrats, and independents, we need to be the shining city on the hill, a nation that empowers us to do extraordinary things. We will conquer new challenges. We will reach new heights. And we will blaze new trails of greatness. We will make America great again. And we will elect Donald Trump this November. Now I have a question for you, and I'll give you the answer. The answer is yes, but we want to hear your answer from the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world. Can you do this? Will we win in November? Will we win in November? God bless you. God bless Donald Trump. And God bless the greatest country that ever existed on the face of the earth, the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chair of the United States House of Representatives Republican Conference, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik of New York.
Good evening, Milwaukee. We always say that this is the most important election in our lifetime, but we know deep down this one truly is. Our Constitution and the soul of our very nation are on the ballot. Under Joe Biden, the American people have suffered crisis after crisis. From the Biden border, the most wide-open border in our nation's history, to Bidenflation, the highest rate of inflation in my lifetime, devastating hardworking families with skyrocketing prices for groceries, gas, and utilities. To Biden's violent crime crisis, fueled by Democrats' pro-criminal sanctuary cities and deep, like we have seen in my home state of New York. All while corrupt Democrat prosecutors and judges wage illegal and unconstitutional lawfare against President Trump in an effort to do Joe Biden's political bidding. And around the world, the feckless and failed Joe Biden has caused chaos, weakening our national security. From the catastrophic withdrawal from Afghanistan, to Putin's invasion of Ukraine, to Hamas's terrorist attack against our most precious ally, Israel. And let me ask you a question. What has been the response from the radical left on our college campuses? Vile anti-Semitism, chanting death to Israel, death to Jews, death to America. This is Joe Biden's Democrat Party. Who saw that congressional hearing with the college presidents of so-called elite universities? Oh, wait, they are former presidents. You know, I asked one simple question at that hearing. It was not a political question, it was a moral question, and that was this. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate your university's code of conduct? And one after the other, said it depends on the context. Let me tell you, America knows it does not depend on the context. President Trump will bring back moral leadership to the White House, condemning anti-Semitism and standing strong with Israel and the Jewish people. President Trump will once again deliver the most secure border in our nation's history and unleash the American economy. And he will bring peace through strength as Commander-in-Chief, standing with our allies and causing our enemies to fear us. President Trump has done it before, and he will do it again. This November, we are counting on you, we the people, to save America by electing President Donald J. Trump. It is clear for the whole world to see nothing, absolutely nothing will stop President Trump from standing and fighting for our great country. And I have been proud to always stand in the breach during the toughest moments for President Trump, from leading the charge against illegal impeachments, to standing for election integrity, to unifying House Republicans, to proudly being the first member of Congress to endorse him for re-election. And as we embark on the difficult path ahead to save America, call upon Galatians 6:9. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. We the people will never give up on President Trump, and we will never give up on the United States of America. God bless you, God bless President Donald J. Trump, and God bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Majority Whip of the United States House of Representatives, Congressman Tom Emmer of Minnesota.
How about that, Stefanik? Thank you. Thank you. I'm Tom Emmer, a proud American and a proud Minnesotan and the Majority Whip in the United States House of Representatives. In 2022, Americans elected our House Republican majority to stop the Biden-Harris agenda. In spite of having one of the smallest majorities in history, House Republicans have held the line. We've fought back against the Democrats' reckless spending that imposed record-breaking inflation on the hardworking Americans. We passed bills such as the Lower Energy Costs Act and the Rein in Inflation Act to counteract Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's failed economic agenda and to restore some fiscal sanity to Washington. We ended the vaccine mandate in our military. We passed over a dozen bills gutting specific Biden-Harris regulations. We passed the Parents' Bill of Rights. We investigated the Chinese Communist Party. We stopped the D.C. crime bill that would have made our nation's capital simply too dangerous to visit. And we passed the strongest border security bill in decades. Get ready, because when we grow our majority, when we flip the Senate, and when we send President Donald J. Trump back to the White House, we won't just be holding the line anymore, we'll be moving forward. We will turn America First principles into law. I know firsthand that Minnesotans can't afford 4 more years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's right. Which is why I'm confident that we will make history this November when we turn Minnesota red for the first time in 50 years. The Democrats' disastrous record on crime, trade, and regulation has ruined the lives of countless Minnesotans. When Minneapolis was in flames and businesses were in ruins, Kamala Harris encouraged and enabled the criminals and the rioters. Oh, it gets worse. She even promoted a fund to release the criminals from jail. It doesn't get reported much in our media, but one criminal Kamala Harris freed in Minneapolis went on to murder a man in St. Paul, Minnesota. Donald Trump stands with the people and the police, our men and women in blue, not with the criminals and the rioters. Donald Trump also fought for Minnesota workers and farmers, fighting back against Chinese trade abuses, ending NAFTA, and replacing it with the USMCA. Joe Biden voted for NAFTA and China's entry into the WTO, devastating Minnesota's economy. And Kamala Harris, she opposed tariffs on China. Of course, when they aren't outsourcing our jobs through bad trade deals, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are destroying them through taxes and regulation. They are America last. But next year, Donald Trump, with the support of Trump majorities in the House and Senate, will put America first again. Thank you. And I'm confident that together we are going to make America great again. God bless you. May God continue to bless Donald Trump and his family, and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Majority Leader of the United States House of Representatives, Congressman Steve Scalise of Louisiana.
God bless each and every one of you. I'm House Majority Leader Steve Scalise from the great state of Louisiana. Now, I was born in New Orleans, so I've seen some crazy things in my time. But New Orleans has nothing on Washington, D.C. these past 4 years. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have spent your tax dollars trashing America's finances in ways no sane or sober-minded person ever would. Let's talk energy. They've eroded the American energy dominance that President Trump delivered. Joe Biden approved the Nord Stream pipeline for Russia, but he killed the Keystone pipeline here at home. Thousands of American jobs gone. It doesn't end there. Biden let Iran and Venezuela export their oil, but he stopped liquefied natural gas exports here in America. President Biden's not done. President Biden waived taxes on Chinese solar panels, but he raised taxes on Americans. When we elect Donald Trump as our next president and expand our Republican House majority, we will end the Democrats' assault on American energy once and for all. Now let's look at taxes. Biden and Harris want a $5 trillion tax hike. In our first 100 days, President Trump and a Republican majority will make the Trump tax cuts permanent. And yes, we will end taxes on tips and deliver another tax cut for working families. On the border, Biden and Harris opened it up to the entire world. Prisons are being emptied. President Trump and a Republican majority will repass H.R. 2, the strongest border security bill in decades. We will lock down the border, and yes, we will finish building the wall. On voting, our most sacred right as citizens, voting. Biden and Harris want illegals to vote now that they've opened up the border. Republicans will repass the SAVE Act to block illegal aliens from voting in our elections. On foreign policy, Biden and Harris brought us weakness and war. President Trump and a Republican majority will begin rebuilding our military and will end the woke indoctrination in its ranks. We will restore American power and peace. On education, Biden and Harris opposed school choice. They actually investigated parents at school boards. President Trump and a Republican majority will pass legislation expanding school choice and will repass the Parents' Bill of Rights. Parents should be free to choose what their children are taught and where. Now, lastly, I need to say something about Saturday's attempt on President Trump's life. Many of you know I was the survivor of a politically motivated shooting in 2017. Not many know that while I was fighting for my life, Donald Trump was one of the first to come console my family at the hospital. That's the kind of leader he is. Courageous under fire, compassionate towards others. Let's put Donald Trump back in the White House this November so we can make America great again. God bless you. May Donald Trump continue to receive God's blessing, and God bless these great United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, Mike Johnson of Louisiana.
Good evening, my friends. What an amazing crowd, and what a great time it is to unite our party and to send President Donald Trump back to the White House. That's what we're going to do. But we're not just uniting as Republicans. We're uniting today as Americans in the wake of the assassination attempt on the life of President Trump. Everyone hear me clearly and listen to me at home and make no mistake. The House is conducting an immediate and thorough investigation of these tragic events. And that work has already begun. The American people deserve to know the truth, and we will ensure accountability. I promise you that. I promise you that. This has always been an important principle to us. We in the Republican Party are the law and order team. We always have been, and we always will be, the advocates for the rule of law. And we all know that that principle, as well as many others, is in serious jeopardy today. See, we've come to a moment in America where the basic things that we once took for granted are being openly challenged like never before. My friends, we are no longer just in a battle between two opposing political parties. We are, but it's not just ours versus these anymore. We're now in the midst of a struggle between two completely different visions of who we are as Americans and what our country will be. The Republican Party stands for the foundational truths that made America the greatest nation in the history of the world. We are the most free, the most powerful, the most benevolent nation that has ever been. It's not even close. It's not even close. But we have no guarantee that this grand experiment in self-governance can endure unless we respond to the call to keep it. 248 years ago, we boldly proclaimed in our declaration that all men are created equal, not born equal, created equal, and that we're endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. See, we understand that our rights do not come from government, they come from God. There's another thing that we recognize. We recognize that we are made in His image. And because of that, every single person has inestimable dignity and value. And your value is not related in any way to the color of your skin, what zip code you live in, where you come from, what your talents are, or what you can contribute to society. Your value is inherent because it is given to you by your Creator. That's what we stand for. I speak a lot about what I call the 7 core principles of American conservatism. What do we stand for as Republicans, they want to know? I think it boils down to a few things: individual freedom, limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets, and human dignity. Indeed, those are the 7 core principles of American conservatism, but they're actually the core principles of our republic itself. And while they resonate in our hearts and in the hearts of most Americans, listen to me, the radical woke progressive left has disdain for those principles, all right? They have a very different vision for what America should become. They want to tear down those foundations and remold us into some sort of borderless, lawless, Marxist, socialist utopia. We're here to say, not on our watch. We will not allow that to happen. It was just 3 weeks ago that Kelly and I dropped off our oldest son at the Naval Academy. That's right. In 4 years, he'll graduate and he'll join the 1.3 million active duty service members who bravely defend our country. We're so proud of Jack and all our children, but like most parents today, we're concerned about their future. America can't risk 4 more years of Joe Biden's weakness that has invited so much aggression by our enemies. We can't survive the dramatic increases in violence, crime, and drugs that the Democrats' policies have brought upon our communities. And we cannot allow the many millions of illegal aliens they've allowed to cross our borders to harm our citizens, drain our resources, or disrupt our elections. We will not allow it. My friends, we're watching the principles of faith, family, and freedom that once defined our nation now being trampled underfoot by the radical left. As President Trump raised his fist and gave a rally cry on Saturday, now is our time to fight, and we will. We're in a fateful battle of ideas, my friends, and we have to recognize that. But in this battle, and in November, the American people will reject the party of self-destruction, and they will elect the party of peace and prosperity and opportunity. The GOP will grow our House majority, we will take back the Senate, and we will return Donald J. Trump to the White House. Standing arm in arm, we will make America safe again. Listen, we reach out tonight to everyone watching at home. We invite all Americans who believe in the promise of our great nation to join us in this fateful battle. We can and we will reverse this current decline. We can restore our founding principles, and we can preserve this exceptional nation that God has entrusted to us, and what Abraham Lincoln referred to as the last best hope of man on the earth. Thank you so much. God bless you, God bless our troops, and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome businessman Vivek Ramaswamy of Ohio.
Love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the warm welcome. It's good to be back in Milwaukee. This time last year, I was a candidate for U.S. president, and I'm proud to say that I achieved the impossible, which is that most of you actually know how to say my name by now. So thank you for that. It's good to be back. We're in the middle of a national identity crisis right now. Faith, patriotism, hard work, and family have disappeared, only to be replaced by race, gender, sexuality, and climate. But we're not going to win this election just by criticizing the other side. We're going to win this by standing for our own vision of who we really are. What does it mean to be a Republican in the year 2024? What does it mean to be an American in the year 2024? It means we believe in the ideals of 1776. It means we believe in merit, that you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. It means we believe in the rule of law, and I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country, that means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law. That is why we will seal the southern border on day one. Thank you. It means the people who we elect to run the government ought to be the ones who actually run the government, not unelected bureaucrats in the deep state. These are not black ideas or white ideas. They are not even Democrat ideas or Republican ideas. They are American ideas that we fought a revolution to secure. And the man who will revive these ideas